How are we doing? This is day 23 and it's called Rest in the Shade. Psalm 121 verse 5 says this: "The Lord protects you as the shade protects you from the sun." The Lord protects you as shade protects you from the sun. More than 28 million light years away is a giant hat. Okay, so it's actually a galaxy that looks like a hat, that looks like a sombrero to be exact. The galaxy's unusual appearance comes from a ring of dark dust around it and a bulge of billions of glowing stars in its centre. Scientists believe a supermassive black hole with a mass of 1 billion suns lies at the centre of the sombrero. The word sombrero comes from the Spanish word sombra, which means shade. In Mexico, the brim of sombreros can be as wide as 2 feet. That's a lot of shade, but it's needed. The sombrero's shade provides much needed relief to a person working in the glaring heat of the sun. Sometimes, following Jesus can feel like hard work out in the scorching heat. You see, this world doesn't always want to hear about God, and it can turn up the heat when you try to tell people about him. You might be laughed at for believing in God. People might say you can't pray in certain places or at certain times, or even talk about God out loud. And sometimes the things in your life are really hard, like when someone you love is sick, or a person or a pet dies. You're stressed out with schoolwork, or making friends seems difficult. Sometimes you just need to rest in a bit of shade. God wants to be your shade, and he provides better protection than even the biggest sombrero. Take time to talk to him and rest in his presence. He'll protect you and give you the rest you need so you can go back out and face the heat of the world. Before we do that, here's the fact of the day. By the looks of things, it's not a particularly interesting fact, but here we go. The sombrero made its first appearance in the 15th century and was made out of felt or straw. It was most popular in Spain, Mexico, and the southwestern United States. It was later adopted by ranchers and frontiersmen in the United States. Over time, they turned the sombrero into the modern-day cowboy hat. Wow. Well, I hope your life is better for knowing those facts. I find the idea of just lying out flat like I'm in bed and chatting with God about the things that worry me and just resting really helpful. When I get really anxious and stressed, that's what I do. I just lie out and I breathe and I relax and I remind myself God is there even if I don't feel it. So here's what I'd like us to do. I'd like you to find a space. I'm going to press stop. You can do this on your own. I'd like you to find a bit of space, lie down. Don't worry about how long or how little time it takes. And I want you to think about the things that worry you the most. You might want to use the stones or not. And I want you to lie down, remind yourself God is present. He loves you. And give him a bit of space to remind you to talk to you. So be still and then lie there as if you're lying under a big tree that's sheltering you from the sun, or even under a sombrero hat, and tell God about all the things that worry you and let him help you with them. So I'm going to leave you to pray on your own this time and then have a really good night's rest. Catch you soon. God bless.